Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. Big shout out to our HHDG Hip Hop Discussion Facebook group out there tuning in. Shout out to everyone on YouTube right now tuning in as well. Definitely got a dope guest coming on tonight. Shout out to our HHDG Media Inc. crew, our whole company, our fam that makes it possible. Rock Vader KB, Skelly Top, the Mayor, T. Smith, and myself, Wiki. Check out our website, as you can see on the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com. Get our merch that we have out there, t-shirts for the summer, hoodies for the winter. Got some mugs out there and some face masks as well. And as always, keep tuning in for future events, possibly somewhere near you. Now, for our guests tonight, we have an MC producer duo that straight knocked it out the box with this new album. I don't know what was going on in them sessions, but there was a powder keg of something, just great creativity that was going on between the two of them. You know, every track on this new album, titled Mighty Cannons, was, as I said it the first time I was listening to it, ridiculous. It just how everything just came together, just how the bars were, just hitting. The production just was just the same way. And I'm gonna say something once I bring them on that I definitely, had me thinking back to the 80s and when my father was bumping some music in his car. One, we got a Mighty Healthy repping Miami Beach. I haven't been down there since college. This dude is making some crazy ass beats. Like, stuff is always dope. And he's diverse with it too. I mean, you could go listen to some of his other previous projects, like King Mighty. I mean, and he's worked with Josiah the Gift from the Umbrella. Just to name one person, but we definitely gonna get into a little more than that. And just continuously, seeing his name, I'm like, damn, this dude got some heat. And if you listen to Hus Kingpin, Hus Kingpin knows how to pick producers and production. And Mighty Healthy definitely laid some groundwork with some of the sounds that he gave to Hus. Also coming on, got a dope MC repping Maryland. Man, this is another person who, comes with it, with the bars. Not just witty all the time. And if you heard Mighty Cannons for the first time, you're in store that his rhyming is well diverse. If you go check other guest features, previous projects, I'm going to talk about a project from 2015 later on that you probably be like a little shocked about. Man, so let's bring them on. I'd like to welcome Mighty Healthy. Peace.
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be
Going
here.
Good. Thank you for coming on. And Ace Cannons. How you doing, man?
I know. I look better in real life. What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing good. Man. Like
Hell of an intro, man.
Yeah, that's probably the best intro we've had so far.
Man, I don't want to get directly into the album, but when I listened to the album, Mighty Healthy, you had me thinking of Keith and Hank Shockley a lot on this Bomb Squad.
Right.
I was like, yo, and like I was saying, the memories of being in my father's car. My father, he's a tinkerer, but I like to call him an engineer unofficially. He he did his whole car audio system. He had the head unit actually slid onto a plate. He built all this stuff himself, put it in there, and he played a lot of Public Enemy, Public
Awesome.
Enemy, and KRS-One.
Teacher.
Yeah, and it just every time I listen to this album, those are the Bomb Squad kept coming to mind a lot, and then also Wu-Tang Clan.
Of
So
course, yeah.
it was like a perfect mesh of the two.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's. I, I mean that. I think. Yeah, I think it was you. Was like, yo, this sounds like a perfect blend of Wu Tang and Public Enemy. I'm like, yeah, that's
Mm.
it's a really good. That like if there was like one sentence to put it all together, that's pretty accurate.
Dope, dope, dope. And for those tuning in, they came prepared. They got the merch, they got the hats, they got the t-shirts. That's how you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to let the people know what's out there.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just people have been enjoying the merch. They've been buying the vinyl. They've been buying the CDs, shirts, hats. We got everything, man.
That's dope, 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 man. So tell us how the two of you originally met.
It was a cold winter night. As a desperate MC in search of production. His bars were fierce, but the night was long. He stumbled into a young man. Nah.
Young lad.
Nah. Nah, man. We just it's really simple, man. It's not hard. We met online, man. It might have been an ad or something, or I came across something of his that he was doing, and I thought he was dope, and I reached out to him. He reached back. I listened to his beats that he had on SoundCloud. He listened to some of my music I had on SoundCloud. It was just like pretty much for both of us on both ends. It was a no-brainer. Like, he has the beats. I got the bars. We should work together. And a lot of times that's a little more difficult because you might find a guy that he'll hit you up and like, yo, you're dope. And I'd be like, oh, that's what's up. Yeah, you dope too. All right, so what's your budget? You know what I mean? Like, that's the first question. It's like, well, I'm good. I'm not paying you $200, $300 a beat. You know what I mean? So, I mean, just him hitting me up and we having that mutual respect for each other and us just wanting to create. Like, I feel like that's lost out here. You know what I mean? A lot of guys just don't want to create. It's all about business. You got to get yourself to a status to where now we can talk business, but we got to grow together first creatively and get to that point to where we're in demand till it's like, okay, now we can do business. So I feel like with this project, Mighty Cannons, we creating a product and that people are hearing it. We're doing these interviews, we're doing a press run, we're creating the product now so that maybe the next Mighty Cannons 2 or whatever project comes that we do together, people are buying into it. You know what I mean? Right. Now we gonna talk that, but I think a lot of people don't do that, and so the fact that we could work together, hear each other, he hear me, I hear him, and we just worked it out like that, and here we are.
That's dope.
Splash.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Ace, how did you get your connection with Staten Island, my home borough?
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I just, well, growing up, I always wish I was from New York. I wish I lived in Staten Island when I was a kid. I was so fascinated with Wu-Tang. I mean, we can start with Jamil Honesty. He's from Staten Island.
Actually grew up in the same neighborhood as him.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. Like, he's a big brother, a mentor, all of those things. As far as this rap stuff go, but Yeah, man, that the Staten Island thing, man, that's just a Wu Tang thing. Just grew up loving Wu Tang. That's they. Uh, it was a big reason why I started rapping. You know, Purple Tape blew my brain. Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version, blew my brain. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't believe what I was hearing as a kid. All of these early projects, the things that made them who they are now in their minds. You know what I mean? Uh, it's fucking incredible. And ever since that, besides Staten Island, a lot of rappers from Queens. You know, Queens really was a big deal to me too. But man, those guys from Staten Island, man, they was just something different,
Dope,
special.
dope.
Double splash.
Oh man, that's ill.
Yeah.
Now we have Ace. You are a record collector. Um, and then we have a producer. Do did y'all ever share any of your record collection in the creation of Mighty Cannons?
Not so much records, but really more so just interests. So like,
Hmm.
if you look at the cover, it's Dragon Ball Z themed. We got song titles named after like we have a song called Gotham. We have other stuff. It was more so just sharing interests, and that's probably what we talked about most of the time. It's like, oh, did you see this one thing that just came? Oh, did you? And these conversations then turn into the songs.
Got you. Mm.
Word. Word.
So who is the bigger Dragon Ball fan?
Word.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I'll say it like this. He knows some things I don't know, and sometimes I know things he don't know. But I'll say this: I'm older, so I've been a
Mhm.
fan longer, so I win by
Ah,
default. By default.
What
oh,
what what I would say, like my nerdiness is more outwardly, whereas
Okay.
nobody would know your nerdiness until they ask you.
True.
ah,
True. True.
Like you can hide it because you're a rapper and you sound cool. I can't.
True. I could pan this computer a little to the left or right. You'll see a whole slew of
It's just
action, a whole slew of action figures. But yeah. Dragon Ball is dope, man. Anime is dope, and
mhm.
that was just another escape as a kid. Like like I was just telling Mighty before this. Growing up, for me, it was anime, boxing, hip hop. With hip hop being at the forefront of all of that, and one and two and three was just up and down, up and down. You know.
Got you. Mm. Dope, dope. So Mighty was saying that he knows more in the DBZ or the Dragon Ball universe.
Mm-hmm.
So do y'all ever debate?
just like in Dragon Ball in general.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's just nerd shit. Like, yo, like, what if
Hmm.
this happened? Nah,
Yeah,
but
we
if
do.
this happened, then
Yeah,
this
we
would
do
like,
words.
yeah, it's. But the
Yeah.
thing is, the thing is, it's moments like that is what really brings the personality out of the music,
Mm.
because if we didn't build on the things that we liked, this album would have just been just like any other collab album that comes out now, just like beats and rhymes, maybe a Godfather clip somewhere, and
Yeah.
whatever. Like whereas us, like you could tell we had fun, we was talking, there was this
Yeah, yeah,
personality of the project.
We like a lot of the same things, and
Yeah.
that's what made it easy. Even like even to him like an anime, like for me that was a big deal or a surprise. For me, because I've always been an anime fan, and I'll come across people that I work with in music, and they might not be. A lot of the times they're not. They're like street dudes, and be like, yo, nah, yo, you geeking, like you know what I'm saying. So it's like I can't talk about these things. I'm just like, yo, I gotta go in there and kill all these dudes, and just go home and watch anime and just talk about it to nobody. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's dope that we share the same interest and stuff like that. So I mean, obviously that makes it a little easier. So when he's like explaining something and he's like talking about, yo, I was thinking of the Saiyan saga. This album's like the Saiyan saga, and like he don't have to elaborate. He don't have to explain it to me or like, yo, go watch this and you'll know what I'm trying to go and what I mean. I get it. When you talk about the album cover, no, I get it. I understand it 100%. So, you know, it's a language. You know what I mean? And understanding is half the battle, man. With any friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, that's half the battle. With anything you want to do is the understanding, and we have an understanding. So that made this project that much more easier.
Gotcha. Dark Hans illustrated your characters.
Yes. Often. Yeah.
So, what made you go with the Saiyan uniforms?
Well, yeah, it was a cold dark night. No, but I used to draw actually a lot of my album covers in the past I drew myself. But I wanted to change of pace this project. It's like people have kind of used Dragon Ball sometimes in album covers. I think there was one rapper that just flat out used one cover before, but I'm like, but nobody's really done like Black Saiyans.
Yeah.
And I went with Dark Hands specifically because there's a lot of people who do Dragon Ball Z fan art. Like I've done it, mad people. It's an easy style to do, but he went the extra step and made it look more like the old style. And so yeah, I just, and then, you know, I'm the kind of person where like I don't care how big your following is, or whatever. Like I'm still gonna ask you. So like I asked him, and he was down with it, and then I sketched out what I wanted, and then he did exactly what we needed.
Beastly.
Yeah.
Triple splash.
Yeah. I don't have like two rap phrases.
Napoleon the Legend had a Dragon Ball theme.
Oh yeah, that's who it was. Yeah.
And there was another artist. I'm forgetting his name right now, but I think he was from Buffalo, if I remember correctly. He had one as well. I think I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. I always remember his name, but I think he's on Conway's label now, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah, was it? I think I know what you're talking about. I know what the name looks like. I don't know how to say it. Yeah.
Yep.
Is it Street Sign Henry?
No.
Nah, they be having names like that. Like the names be crazy over there. Like the Buffalo rappers, their names be wild. Like, yo, Street Sign Henry, yo, you heard? Yo, check it out. Stove God.
Yo, now we got beef with Street Sign Henry, man. It's over for us.
Oh, man.
I do love the rap name Stove God Cooks. I was like, yo, what was he smoking when he made that name up? Then when you hear him, you like, it's what I expected. Like,
yeah, this makes sense.
It makes sense. Like, he definitely listened to a lot of Ghostface.
Definitely.
I'm gonna throw that to skip one. I'm gonna throw that one.
Yeah, throw this.
Oh shit!
I'm coming in hot this interview. Let's get it.
Oh man.
So this question is for both of you. What gives you the inspiration to produce, and the same for the MCing?
What made you want to be a producer?
Oh, what made me want to be a producer? You know, out of all the, like, you know, growing up, like I liked production. Like I think I had I would like tinker, but not really serious. But I decided to really take production seriously, like 2018. And what made me want to do it, out of all the things, was like when Kanye was putting out an album every week. It was that I'm like, yo, he's just putting his out. That looks fun. I want to try that. And then so that's how I started out. I didn't get good until about another year or so. I think I put out like a couple projects, a couple beat tapes, and then that's when I met Ace. And then yeah, kind of just took off from there. And you know, my whole mission as a producer is to just do what people are not doing but better, and like that just keeps me going. I like to see what everyone else is doing and just not do that and just having fun with it.
Ah, got you.
So everybody's slower. Everybody's the drums are like in the background. Everybody's a little droned out, and so I just love bringing the opposite.
Word.
Word, you know what I mean?
My
Like that
lyrical,
doesn't feel right.
you
Me saying
saying?
that it feels out of character.
Word. Now you know I said I gotta do that. I gotta do the rap. I gotta do the New York rapper thing.
Oh
Word.
god,
Yeah. Word. Word,
yeah.
kid.
My New York accent completely disappeared as soon as I stepped foot out of New York.
Hey yo, word, B. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, God. Well, my lyrical sword was sharp since they cut my umbilical cord. Ooh, bars, son. What made me wanna rhyme? What made me wanna rhyme? Uh, a few things mattered. Uh,
A street side Henry.
Street Side Henry definitely was a major key. It's a major piece. But it was like certain things through hearing like rap music that made me want to rhyme, and like it made me feel I felt something. You used to hear rap music and you got that like that chill up your arms, and it's like you be like, yo, like it's been a long time. Like when you hear rap, where I don't know how everybody else take it, but I kind of like feel like I almost want to be emotional when I hear it. Like it's, and it might not even be an emotional record. It just might be that good. Like, you know what I mean? Like your first time hearing Supreme Clientele or murder music, something like that. Like you're just like,
Hmm.
yo, this is so good. Like I just got this, I got chills, all up, and through me. And through the lights, cameras in action, glamour glitters and gold, I unfold the scrolls, plan scene to stampede the globe. Like certain things like that, like you're like, yo, what was he thinking when he said that? Like my mind, I always wanted to leave people with that impression. Like, yo, why did he say that? Or or if you listen to certain lyrics and you go back and you hear something new every time you hear it. That was my experience with hip hop. Listening to a lot of different people, like all even all the way to like No Limit, right? When Mystical said, "I roll 'em swole like broken arms," and I was like, "What do you mean he roll 'em swole like broken arms?" I'm like 12, you know what I'm saying? But then when I got older and I was around dudes that was smoking weed, I see how it look, and I'm like, "Oh, I roll 'em swole like broken arms." 8 years later, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to give that to people, like bars like that. Like, I was like, I want to do that. I want to make people feel the way that I'm feeling right now, and I feel like I'm clever enough to do it, and it's fun. It's like a big ass puzzle. How do I put this all together and make people feel what I felt when I heard these records and these songs? You know what I mean? Word.
I want to go back to the album, The Canvas. Canvas. Um,
Yes.
there was a track on there. Now, before I mention that, was it 2015 or 2014 it came out?
It may have been 2014 because I
Okay.
remember writing it when my son was when mother of my child was giving birth to my son. I actually wrote the blend tapes in the hospital, so I remember that. Yeah, so it's like 2013, 2014.
Okay. Yeah, the
Yeah.
track, The Kid, KID.
Yes, the king is dead.
Hmm.
Yes.
Tells about that one really stuck out for me.
I mean, the writings on the walls. You know what I mean? I just feel like people it's just that question kind of threw me off. That was a Nardwar. That was a Nardwar question. Like you making me go back to the mind state that I was in when I wrote that record. It was
Let
more
me go
so
get the
like
record.
yeah. You pull
The
it, you
rec-
pull it, you
the
pull the
record that
cover
never
off.
had a
But
physical. Yeah, I got it.
right. um, no, it was more like a poke your chest out kind of record. Like yo, who's the guy? Who do you think is the guy? You know what I mean? I'm gonna my whole mentality at that period of time was I'll kill him. You hear the song, it's, you know, with his blood on my hand, screaming out the king is dead. You know what I mean? So, uh, yeah, man, that right, you took me back with that record, man. I wanna, you know, I wanna carry lead, but I don't wanna carry toast. That was, yeah, that was dope. That was a That was a crazy time in my life too. So I mean, it's crazy that you brought that up. Yeah, that's definitely a Nardwar moment. You fucked up my whole persona and swagger. You know, like you got me thinking about the record now, and even the switch at the end where it's like I wanted to get a little demonic, twisted and sick with it. But yeah, man, I love making that record, man. That was a great time.
Now, being that we're talking about uh, a track from over 7 years ago, how do you feel yourself now compared to back then?
To be honest, I don't feel any different. I just feel like I wish people heard it more people heard it. You know what I mean? Because I always felt like with any of my projects, like if you listen to Canvas or listen to Crop Theory, listen to Sincerely Yours, listen to Mighty Cannons, I have a different approach every time. It's not just the same thing. On this album, I feel like I'm more aggressive. I'm more in your face. I guess everybody's a Basquiat. Like I'm just going crazy, like every record, and you know, you might go to you know, Canvas, and it's Black Dreams where the tone is more like this, and I'm talking low, and I'm not going at you trying to cut your head off every record. So, you know, it's definitely as an artist, I feel like I never want to be the same as I was then. So that way, when it went down the road, if I do decide to go back to that vibe or that feeling, you know, it feels fresh because that's not what I do every time. You know, so I wouldn't
That's
say
what I was talking about.
I wouldn't say that. I definitely wouldn't say that I fell off. If that's what you're asking.
Nah.
I would say I got better. I get better every time. I don't know. I get better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the intro. If you listen to Mighty Cannons and then go check your other work, you definitely show how diverse you can be. How no matter the tempo is, you're still rocking it, but your approach and your delivery changes. And that's exactly how you were just explaining right now.
Right. Yeah, like it's always been very important for me to. First of all, you have to understand that as an artist, that everybody's not gonna like everything you do, but you also have to understand that whatever you grew up on, whatever influenced you, different styles, different sounds, if that's what you want to try, then try it, do it, and if you love it, put it out. You know what I mean? It might not be well received by the people you want. You know, like your man that's always listening to your music. He might be like, nah, yo, you need to be, you know. But then you might get 2 or 3 new fans that's over here that never heard of you, but attached to that style, attached to that sound, and be like, yo, I heard you. That I love this record. You know what I mean? I've never been one person to be concerned about. It's cool and it's a good thing to get the notoriety or the love from your brother or your cousin or your best friend or your man you knew since you was a kid, but the greater pleasure comes from getting that love and that notoriety from people you've never met before, because a stranger will support you more than a person that you knew your whole life. Bars.
That's definitely sounded like the start of it too. Yeah. Mighty healthy. Your
Mm-hmm.
influences.
My influences. It's a long list and it changes constantly. I don't know. I think what overall just drives me is, I mean, obviously, like to me, like Wu Tang is like foundational. Like that's, but I don't. Everyone has done that sound, but to me, it's a mix of that, and I like to do what people are not doing. Like I thrive in that. I wake up every day and go, oh yeah, that this new song I heard was cool, but like, why are they not doing this other thing over here? And oh, this person I used to listen to is great. Why did they stop doing this? Why are they in
Mm-hmm.
this whole other weird direction? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so Mighty Cannons was our opportunity to be the change we want to see. Like it sounds super corny, but
The more you
it's
know.
like yeah, it's
The more
Maggie
you
of the
know.
world, but like we wear influences on our sleeves, but it's like how do we package everything we like and combine it all together, and now it's our own thing, you
Can
know?
I say something on that? Can I speak to that?
Yeah, maybe.
We always we always talk about me and Mighty always talk about like how you say be the change you want to see. Like it sounds corny, but it's the truth. Like we always talk about like yo, how come you know for respectful purposes we won't say no names, but let's say how come Inspiration A don't produce like they used to produce no more? How come Inspiration D, man, he used to rap like this or do this and that and that? But you hear a lot of people that get on these interviews and radio and say rap's not the same no more. Da, 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 they doing this and they drill music. Stop complaining about what's new and what's fresh and what people are attracted to, and do the music that you're not hearing.
True.
Do the music that you love. Do the music that you're saying that nobody's
That's true.
doing anymore. If you're an artist, shut the fuck up and make the music and do it. Back to Mighty. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, like I was gonna say that maybe not I was gonna say it as mean, but yeah, just like I don't like complaining. I don't like people that complain about exactly what he's saying, and it's like, oh, why does everything sound so? Well, then make something that's not slow, like it instead of just complaining about it. Oh, how come music people don't like to use drums or have bass or whatever? So then fucking just do that better. Like I
Yeah.
don't it like this was solution oriented music. So okay, y'all are a little bored from all this other stuff over here. Like here's all of this.
I like that solution oriented music. I never
Yeah,
heard
There
that
you
like
go.
term ever. That was on the fly
that's the
too.
only time you'll
That was
ever
on
hear
the
that in a rap interview.
Put that energy to creativity. That's
Exactly,
all.
yes.
exactly, and have a blast doing it. Like you could tell we
Hmm.
had fun doing this. There's gonna be another one. There's gonna be
Absolutely.
tons of these because like this was fun. This was effortless, and we just laughed and joked all the time. So
It was so easy, man. Like I, it was the easiest, one of the easiest like things I've ever been a part of in my musical journey or whatever you want to call it. It's easy.
like it was a lot of work, but it was easy. But
You hear those
and it was
Yeah.
beats? Did you hear those beats?
huh?
That was easy. Like, oh, that's what. Oh, okay, let's go. The pressure was more so on me than anybody.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true.
The pressure was on me. I'm hearing the beats. I'm like, I'll call you back in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I'm in my hideout, the honeycomb hideout. Like, just
But
man.
but but then he says that, right? But then once he's
Mhm.
done with that, then the pressure's now on me to be like, okay, how do I turn this
For the
into like
next
a
one.
song? How do I arrange around this? All right, how do I? Because one thing we could talk about production wise is um, one thing that I really enjoy and one of the strong points of my skill set is post production. He's probably heard this word a thousand times in the past couple of months, but
It's my favorite part of doing music now.
yeah, like because he'll take a song, he'll take a So like FKS, for example, that beat alone has probably went through a couple renditions before it even seen him, and then as soon as he brought it back, it became a completely different song, completely different
Mm.
vibe, completely different everything. But then I'll keep adding to it. The intro was like that. Like the whole album was produced around once I got verses back, and to me, like it is a lost art. It's something people. It's either out of lack of skill or just laziness, but it's just not done really. Like, of course, you'll see that at like Alchemist level, but there's not a lot of that done here.
And when he sent that FKS back with that B switch, the
Oh,
first imagine like he just took a beat. I rapped to a totally different beat with the same BPMs. When he changed it, when he sent it back, and that second beat came in, he's like, "What you think of this?" And I'm just like, it was that feeling I was just talking to you about, the chills up my arms, the emotion. But that was just off the beat. I'm like, yo, the beat is way 10 times better than the beat. Because I thought the beat he had me rapping on at first was hard. And I'm just like, I forgot how it sounded after that.
and then
I was like, I forgot how that joint sounded. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, what do I think of it?
no again, and then like the hook section and just all that. Like, oh man, who else is doing that?
Yeah, that
You know
was
what I mean?
crazy.
Like, come on, man. And the thing is, it's just us. It's not an army of people. Like, it was really just being him.
I feel like the art of the hook is missing in underground hip hop. It's lacking. A lot of guys, a lot of guys that like you hear a lot of these hip hop records, and they'll be a cool. They might be a great record, but then I'll hear the hook and I'll be
Like,
like it's like I'm waiting for you to rap again. Like, is he killing the rap shit? But like, damn it. You know what I mean? Like this, it's a art of songwriting, man. That's just a part of songwriting. I know a lot of underground hip hop guys are like, nah, yo, I don't need no hook, just throw a scratch on there, blah 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 blah, and that's like what we gonna do, and whatever. What's the song about? All right, we gonna say that. You know what I mean? We just gonna keep repeating that in the hook or whatever. Like, but I feel
And,
like we met at a good bridge with that because he knows I love to write like hooks and shit like that. Like that's my thing. So it was like a thing where we didn't want we needed a balance in between what he wanted and I wanted, and I really wanted some hooks in this shit.
yeah,
okay.
and the thing, but that was the biggest thing. Like what he mentioned, the balance. Because I, not to say that I'm not a hook guy, but I like I don't like to follow structure. But that's what was fun with this album. Like it had pre-hooks, there's hooks with scratching, there's hooks with other people, and like there was ways to just keep mixing it up and keep people guessing, like, yo, well, what's coming next? And then random beat switches and all that kind of fun stuff. But just that variety.
So, and speaking of hooks, you had DJ Grasshopper go crazy on the energy of Molotov too.
Mm. Now,
Man,
if you gonna have a scratch hook, you say you gonna have a scratch hook. That's what you
yeah,
Exactly.
do.
absolutely.
I felt like Will Smith when I heard that. Not the Will Smith that slapped Chris Rock, the Will Smith from Bad Boys. when he said to Martin, "That's how you from now on. That's how you drive." Like that's what I'm talking about. That's how you scratch. That's how you get a scratch hook, my friends.
And we had that record done because that was the first song we've ever done together.
Mm.
Um,
That that
and
record
that
is
was
like
also
two
the first
years
time.
2 years old, ain't it?
Not 2019.
2019. That record,
Wow.
Molotov was done in 2019. The
Molotov was on,
scratches, all that.
and that was also the first time someone has ever rapped on a beat of mine. So like that was the first Mighty Healthy production, but it just didn't come out yet.
So when I hear all these dudes rapping on Mighty
Really?
Beats,
Oh
when I hear all
shit!
these
Really?
dudes rapping on Mighty Beats, you know what I'm saying?
You were the first.
I'm like the Pharrell of Mighty Healthy Beats. You know, I show
No,
them how to rhyme on Mighty Healthy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to King Micah because that's my guy. It's a joke.
Man, wow. So speaking of King Micah, the King Mighty actually came out before this, right? The previous projects.
Yes,
King
sir.
Mighty
So
1 and 2, yeah.
yeah. So when was the first King Mighty made?
The first King Mighty was made right before the pandemic, like a month or two before, and that was at the same time Ace and I were doing like the first batch of Mighty Cannons. There's like
Okay.
an initial
Oh,
batch
we
of
got
like
some songs. It's like five. It's like 8 songs or something
y-
like that. It's not
yeah,
even on the album. Oh my god.
yeah, and like only like one or two of them made it on this project.
Catatonic and Molotov.
Yeah,
Those on
the,
there
the
too.
which
Yeah.
but yeah, so it was around that time, and then I did King Mighty 2. I started King Mighty 2 kind of immediately right after that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously we put that out last May, and then and that was at the same time Ace is working on his project, and I did most of that one. And then we're just like, okay, it's time to do the thing.
The thing we've been talking.
Do the thing.
Yeah, do
We
the
took a
thing.
we took a long time to do that, like, because we just knew that it was gonna be what ultimately what it is now, humbly what it is now. You know what I mean? Like for years, like you said, when was that? 2019.
Hmm.
So like through the pandemic, all of that, we like talk like, yo, Mighty would say I'm building a playlist. I'm kind of like figuring stuff out. I'm like, all right, I got you. I'm thinking where I want to go with this because I know I want to, you know, everybody's always talking about, yeah, you got albums and you touch different layers and you go here and you go there, but what about, something where you just straight barring it up? You know what I mean? So, and then when he came with that energy about just straight being like about bars, I was like, you know what? This is that. This is that situation right here. This is that guy right here. This is the guy that's gonna bring it out and do it. So I love the fact that it's like the sneakiest artist album ever because it comes across as, yo, this guy's just a barman. He did it. It's the bar album. But no, I snuck all the artistry in there. It's all in there.
Yeah.
It's sprinkled. It's all through there. And he helped me bring that out with how he sequenced it. Man, let me tell you, just from the way he sequenced the album, I can go on and talk about that for an hour. Before I
Yeah.
even talk about one beat, before I even try to begin to break down any of the bars, like just the sequencing of the album. How it's a short album, but it seems like it's long. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's a very deceiving project in a good way though, because you like, yo, I don't want to hear all that artist shit and hooks and all that, and just I want a nigga to rap, you know what I mean, and oh, I ain't got all day this, all these long songs, but actually you got all of those on one project, but you don't even know. You listen to FKS, you got the beat switch, it feels like a long song, but it's not. You know what I mean? You got open book. It feels like a long song. It's not. You get a little bit of nostalgia. You get Hive. You get the intro with the Coogee rap vibes. You know what I mean? You get the Nas vibes. You get the tribe, the Busta vibes with me and Josiah. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not just a Wu-Tang thing. You know what I'm saying? The evolution of hip hop thing, that time capsule, that Molotov that sounds like that fucking Public Enemy rage. You know what I mean? Like you're getting all of that gangstar coming to your house to douse it with a Molotov. Like I just really like to speak on what Mighty always say. It's the best out. It's got to be the best project this year. It has to be.
Definitely.
Like it's we're very good at this. we're gonna keep doing these. Um,
I'm not gonna dim my light for anybody either. So I know that there's other artists that'll see it and be like, man, nah, my shit. And you're supposed to feel that way, bro. You really are supposed to feel that way. You're
Yeah.
supposed to think. That's a mentality. That's a champion. That's a warrior mindset. That's a championship mindset. And me and Mighty just both have that championship mindset. He's more vocal about it. I might be more vocal about it on this interview because I'm in rare form tonight. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody fucking with me and ain't nobody fucking with him. Period.
Wow.
And a key element that I say all the time is the engineering. And you had Phil Gector coming out of Melbourne, Australia, repping Crate Cartel, do the mixing and mastering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did y'all link that up?
So shout out to Phil Gector. Shout out to Timepiece, who also mixed the original Birds of a Feather single.
That's right. Yep.
The challenge
was Australia.
Yeah, and these are my guys. I'm very, very particular when it comes to mixing. I've mixed stuff in the past myself, but because of how heavy how big this album is, I'm like, okay, let me get some help this time. I want to do this all on my own. But actually, with Phil, it was very simple because my thing with engineers is that because I already have an idea of what I want to do, it was just a matter of, listen, I already, because my beats pretty much come mixed already. And, my biggest thing, I'm like, just get the vocals to sit right and sit modern and just keep the loudness, keep everything. And, he did exactly that 10 times. So, it was a little bit of a back and forth at first because the thing is, nobody's doing our kind of music to where it's loud but modern. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's not like too in your face. So like it's a very hard balance, and not that many people. Nobody does this kind of music like in our space, but it was like, I don't know how else to say it was hard but easy. Like once I got Phil to figure out exactly what we needed, he just knocked it out the park. Because I'm definitely very picky when it comes to mixing. Because like I'll do a demo on my own, so I'll like kind of mix it on my own, and then it's like 90% ready, but I just need someone who really does this to really do it right. And yeah, shout out to Phil, shout out to Timepiece, shout out to every engineer I've worked with. It hasn't been many because I'm very picky, but yeah.
And I just wanted to throw this in there real quick. Do any of y'all listen to drum and bass, jungle music?
A little bit. I couldn't tell you any names. I couldn't tell you any stuff, but like that's also kind of an influence. Like I like anything that's super in your face. I'm also like a big metal guy. I'm also pretty big like jazz guy. Like anything that's like that still feels like the kind of music I make. I don't care what genre it is.
Okay, dope. So I might as well do a Nardwuar moment then.
Okay.
You know Phil's alias, right?
I think so.
The Reverend Glock?
No, I did not know that.
This right here, that's Phil Gector.
Oh wow.
And this is drum and bass.
Wow.
This is strictly drum and bass.
See, now I know because I know he obviously has his own music and stuff, but I didn't know it was drum. I'm gonna have to ask him about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope joint right there.
Yeah. Listen, all these mainstream guys are doing, fucking dance music and stuff. We might just do a drum and bass album, Mighty Cans.
Hey.
No, right?
But drum and bass. That's just shit that's like. So you be rapping it like fucking triple.
You want me to go? You want me to yell? I can yell more than I yelled on Mighty Cannons.
Be like fucking 9,000 BPM.
Yeah, he wants you to amp it up a little more than he did on Molotov. Too.
Yeah.
That hurt my lungs,
Dope.
by the way. That no more relatives delegating my fellowship talented with intelligent challenge to get the phallus invalidated fatality challenge. All of these. That hurt. Like really, like it's easy to say it low. When you rapping it with the veracity, like
The way you, where you coming at, yeah.
I'm rapping. I'm like, right before I say it, I gotta. That's no more relatives delegating my fellowship talented with intelligent challenge to get the fellas invalidated fatality challenge. All of these fellas have to develop with helicopter propeller. You know what I mean? It's like, whew, breath control, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
All you MCs out there, breath control. It's hard. Do your cardio, run, work out. It's like hip hop is a sport. In a way.
Mm-hmm.
And your body adjust and adapt to what you can do physically. You know what I mean? It's all about what you can do physically. And man, if you want to be one of them fast rapping dudes, I don't know, man. I suggest cardio because man,
Get in shape.
I would get off stage sometimes and like I did Molotov. I opened up for Little Brother.
Nice.
A while ago, and I did Molotov, and it went. I'll say it went over very well. And when I got off stage, like a lot of people in the crowd, you know, MCs come to these shows, so a lot of other MCs are there, and they're like, "Yo, your breath control, like your breath." And if you're an artist, you understand how much of a compliment that is, because that's the kind of thing that's hard when you are on stage and everybody's looking at you. You think about not messing up. The song is booming. You caught up in the moment of like, yo, this is how it sounds this loud. You hear your voice coming through the monitor. You see people reacting to you. You know what I'm saying? You might have a dude mean mugging you on the side, but once you get that line off where you gotta have that breath control and you get it all out, and you look over at the same guy that was mugging you, and now he like this. He's smiling now. You know what I mean? That's like those are the victories. That's the thing that I go back and talk about, man. Break people down. Break those barriers down with artistry and talent. Because every time you come on that stage, everybody's going to be like, who the fuck is this? And tell you, give them a reason to like you. I'll be here all week.
Dope. Mm-hmm. Dope, man. Now, earlier I was asking you about your connection with Staten Island.
Word.
But on Capadonna's album, Show Me the Money,
yes,
you were featured on 3 tracks. How long has your relationship been with Capadonna? Because he shouted you out more than once throughout the years.
Yeah, well, to be honest, that was a long time coming, and we kind of like, man, I feel like we missed each other like on so many different occasions. Cause I know people that know him, and it was always like, oh, I grew up with him. I told him all about you. Yo, and mind you, this is like, I want to say this is like 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, yo, come up here today. He's supposed to be up here. I'll go through the hood. I'm there. I'm chilling. We talking. Yeah, man, I don't think he's showing up. We just, and then a friend of mine, his stepfather grew up with him. And when I was a teenager, like around Pillage era, it was like, yo, my stepdad said, Cap gonna be over here. I wanted to meet you because I had I even had bars back then. I was rapping. So he's like, yo, blah, 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 da, da, da. He ain't coming. You don't know no Cap. No, he ain't coming over here. Next thing you know, I go over his house. Pictures. Him and Cap. Cap was over there with the fly jewelry on and all that. I'm like, yo, you really know him. I told you. So it was like, oh, and what's even more funny, I never said this in any of these interviews, I don't think. My very first time performing, my very first show. And that's how all this shit is crazy. My very first show, and I told Cap this. was at this Ricky Dink spot, hole in the wall in Baltimore, somewhere. Uh, so I went on my very first time on stage, but mind you, I've been practicing for this since I was like 10. I've been rapping in the mirror, so it seemed like it was flawless. I'm on stage, I'm killing it. My first time rapping, Capadonna was supposed to host the event. So I get there, and he's not there. So the DJ's like, we gonna bring up the next guy, Ace Cannons. I get on stage, I'm rapping, I'm doing my thing, and I'm looking at my boys. They up in the front, they going crazy. I'm like, yo, I must be fucking killing it. I'm killing it. I didn't even know that Cap showed up late. He was behind me on stage, like just rocking to my music, because I was I was doing my 1-2 thing. And then after it was over, I get off stage. He was like, yo, Capadonna was behind you. He was rocking. I'm like, I look and I see him. And, like, he's just standing there talking to a couple of his boys. He's just standing there. And I'm like, and back in, like, I guess, 2005 maybe this was? I'm looking at him like, this is Capadonna. This is prime Capadonna right here. So I walk over. He was like, I know you. I'm like, I don't think you know me. He was like, yeah, you the gospel rap nigga that be in the studio. I was like, nah, I never did gospel rap. Ever, OG. Never. But it's funny, I said that story to him, and he like, I remember doing something for, like, but he don't remember that, They smoke a lot. He was like, I don't remember that at all, and it was such a long time ago, but it was a funny story. He thought it was funny, but, just from that to all the way to going to a studio session to do the song Molotov in 2019, that the guy recording it, Addy Mac, shout out to Addy, when I got done recording that, Capadonna came to the studio after I was gone. He played my music for him. He said, yo, he called me and said, yo, I want to, introduce you to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? I'm like, nah. You know what I mean? It was just such a coincidence. I'm like, all of these things, right? To lead up to Mighty Cannons. And we have him on that song that Mighty produced, that he heard me on a Mighty beat. It just came together. That's so crazy. Amazing. But once Cap heard me, for him it was pretty much a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted to know why did I write that? What was you thinking? You make me feel like these are words he's saying to me. You made me feel like I'm 25, 26 again with the pen. I want to go in, da-da-da. Yes. And for me, I'm just looking at him like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Why y'all say Keon on all these records? Like, that's all I can get out. Yo, why y'all used to say Keon all the time? You Raekwon and them, like, but yeah, man, Cap is a good guy. He's a good brother. Whenever I reach out to him, he always reach back to me. Like I said, I try not to exhaust that relationship and make it seem like I'm always trying to get something, or yo, what we doing? Let's get in the studio. You know what I mean? But whenever he reach out to me, I reach back. Which I meant to tell you, he reached out to me the other day, Mighty. I meant to tell you that. But they reach out, you reach back. It's, you know what I mean? Like, I try not to get caught up in all of that. You know what I mean? Cap's a good guy. He's a good brother, and he looked out for me, and it's good for the resume. What can I say? It's good for the resume.
And we forgot to mention, we didn't forget, but the biggest, one of the biggest things was that Hive was originally supposed to be a Capadonna song for Capadonna featuring Ace, and
I gift wrapped that. Like, here you go. Like, I got my verse was already on it, the hook was already on it. All he had to do was
because I think he said he had asked for stuff in the past, so I'm like, all right, well, what am I gonna do? Not set up stuff? So that was one of the first songs we had in mind. And so obviously he's working on other stuff, and we're like, okay, well, we're not gonna scrap this. We're just gonna take this back and then just get him to talk on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's recently putting out that work with DJ Muggs, and he got
DJ
the
Muggs, the
album
Illage.
dropping.
It
Yeah,
just came
and
out.
they got
It just
hmm
yeah.
and they got the album next month coming out with Stu Bangers, Third Chamber Grail bars.
Yeah.
That's the one that just came. That just came out. Oh no, wait. The Illage is that right? No,
No, the Hills was
that's
something
two
else.
different projects.
It's
Hey,
too, yeah.
OG be busy, man. That's two
hmm
different projects. Yeah, they be busy.
Yeah, man. Now, on this album, you got a feature from one of my favorites coming out of Umbrella. You actually have two members on the album, but Josiah the Gift,
Let me tell him the
you got
selling the bell the bottle the bing bing
got him rocking on Gotham,
Yeah,
Yep.
but
yeah.
y'all were rocking on his double album,
Yeah.
Mighty and the Sword.
What?
Mighty Healthy dropped two bangers on here. King Makai is on here. Ace is on side B.
Mm-hmm.
Dope, man. I mean, this Josiah is another beast out there, and
But you could tell,
I
you know. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say he's another person that I always respect because he knows how to pick production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny, like when it comes to Josiah, because like the project before that, I did the intro. He, he always likes to line up, like when it comes to my stuff, he always has my stuff right after each other. So
Ah,
so for I think it was the Remain Raw project. I was on the
mhm,
first two songs, and then so for this project, I'm wrapping up side A. And I'm pretty sure that that's intentional. But yeah, when it comes to Josiah, like I'm like, all right, because usually when it comes to people, hey, send me a pack. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I don't like to send leftovers to people because I don't really have leftovers. But when it comes to Josiah, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tailor this for Josiah. Like I'm gonna
mhm.
treat it like we're doing a project together. Like, okay, here you go. um,
Chicken. Oh,
yeah, like yeah,
oh.
Josiah's another fun one to work with. Yeah,
Cause I felt like that feature, man. Like we wolves in this shit. Like I want to be around other wolves. I want to be around no punk. Like give me a nigga that's gonna yeah go in. Cause I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. But it's like yo Josiah, man. Let me tell you. And that's why you see me on his project and you see him on my project because it's that respect. Jamil Honesty, you see me on his project. I'm not on a lot of people's projects, but you could tell who's really like the bar guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because guys like Josiah, like and yeah, it hasn't come out yet, but Ill Conscience, like guys like them, they reach out to me and I already know what time they on because I know what time I'm on. And if they reach out to me, I know that they respect me enough to want me on it. Because I think that pin game is, incredible. So if they reach out to me, I'm like,
Agree.
oh, they reached out to me to be on their joint? And I know how good they are? It's an itch to scratch. And we going to scratch that. And it's a beautiful thing, man. Because I know they're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Like, I got to get this nigga. You know what I mean? That's just the competitive nature. But also on top of that, it's to make a great record. And when you have that kind of spirit, it just makes for a great record. Like every time I listen to Gotham, I'm like, I don't like that's the intention going in. Like, oh, I'm gonna kill this nigga, or he probably thinking, yo, I gotta do this because he did that. But then once it's all said and done, and I'm listening to it, that's not even my thought. It's just like, yo, this is a fucking amazing song from the start to the finish. Like, who wants to have a fucking really good verse? Then the next guy come on and the song's just like this. Like, nah, you want the song you want that shit to go. Like,
Yeah.
and man, I can't say enough about Josiah, Jamil, Ill Conscious, all of these guys, man. It's a lot of guys, but yeah, man, these guys are dope, man. Micah, all of those
and
guys.
it was fun getting like guests together because I kind of keep the guests in the dark when it comes to doing projects. So like when Ace did the Gotham verse, I'm like, oh no, I'm
He
getting
was
decided.
sneaky. He
Oh
was
yeah, I'm getting
sneaky about it.
decided. I'm getting
I
like,
did.
oh
I did. So I did that not knowing Josiah was gonna be on the song. By the way.
Mm.
yeah, like usually that's how it goes. Like for King Mighty 2, Micah had no idea I was gonna get Guilty Simpson and have Guilty Simpson be first. He had no idea I was gonna get Elzai. He had no idea I was gonna have a posse cut with just everyone. I like doing that as a producer because it just keeps it fun. And it's like you never know who's gonna show
Yeah,
up.
that's dope. Mm.
Yeah, so
If y'all never heard Mighty Cannon's, not Mighty Cannon's, King Mighty 2,
King Mighty, 1 and 2,
King
yeah.
Mighty, yeah, if you never heard that,
Ooh.
like, you have to listen to that project. And I still tell him to this day that project, I almost didn't want to do Mighty Cannons. I wanted to name it something else. Like, I, I love that album so much that I was scared to not live up to the hype of what he's built with his product. You know what I mean? Because it's a product thing. The whole King Mighty 1, King Mighty 2, Mighty Cannons. It's like, oh, it's a variation of those the MCU. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you coming into this, it's like, yo, I can't fuck this up. It has to be that good. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not because a lot of times I feel like artists feel like just because they think that they might be a superior lyricist, like a cannabis, right? Like a cannabis might be able to smoke a lot of people, but cannabis can't write a really good song to save his life. Shout out to cannabis. You know what I'm saying? But like you hear these kind of things in like the King Mighty, and you're thinking like, hey, I don't doubt myself as an MC, but this album is so well put together that I was in fear. I love that album. I still listen to that album, and I'm still like, I don't know. And he tells me, "You out of your fucking mind. This shit is out of here." Like,
yeah.
no. Hey man, you don't have to mute it, man. I got kids too. I got kids, man. I hear the background. You ain't got. I say I got.
So
I got
good.
him. I got him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it was going from King Mighty 2 to Mighty Cannons. Like the reason why I've always felt the opposite because I'm just like, well, I've gotten better as a producer since then, so it's just gonna keep getting better. But yeah, it was such a great project, and you know we already started working on King Mighty 3. We're already laying the groundwork for the next Mighty Cannons and whatever else we're gonna do after. So just working. Work with people we like, people that we're actually friends with, and just having fun and just being better than people. That's what it's all about.
That's what
Shout
it's all
out
about.
Oh yeah,
.com
shout out
Intelligence.
.com. Yeah.
He said live dad rap.
Well, I'm not a dad, so like that's that. I mean,
you talking about Ace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know it already, man. It don't stop. It don't stop.
I want to speak on a dope UK producer that Ace has worked with. He was on Crop Theory and your project More Cannons. Hobgoblin. Yes.
Yeah, that's my guy.
He's dope. I mean, just the work that he's built up to the point where people are constantly reaching out to him. You know, I interviewed him recently. I think it was last year. And, you know, he's just talking about, you know, the success he's had and the times he's got to let people know, you know, I'm a little busy right now, but I'll get back to you. I mean, he's consistently putting in work though.
Hob is man, go ahead, Mighty.
Oh no, like Hob is. I mean, Hob's my friend, so I'm already biased. But like Hob gets busy, man. There's even joints that we collabed on together, that's still circulating. But shout out to Hob, man. Like he's a beast.
That's my guy, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, and Hob is the kind of guy, like, never have I met a more understanding, like, producer. Like, he'll, like, send me a pack, and I'll be like, it'll be some dope shit, and might, like, that's not the vibe I'm looking for. And he'll be like, okay, I'll send you another one this time. But he never gets discouraged. It's just like, yo, I do this. I'll get something you like. You know what I'm saying? He pushes. You know what I mean? He keep pushing. So I really respect that about him. I really like that about him. And obviously the work he put in with Jamil, with the Modern Music 1, Modern Music 2.
Super
Yes,
hard.
indeed.
I heard he got a joint coming out with this guy named Willie Perez. I'm looking forward to hearing that. Yeah, man, he's a that's the Modern Music right there.
Yep, that's the first one.
Oh
Wow,
man, yeah, like
I'm on
that.
I'm on there. My introduction to the world, because nobody knew I was a rapper ever. After everything I've done, nobody ever knew me. Thank God for Jamil honesty. You heard? Thank God for Jamil. That's my guy, man.
How was it? Did you on the track on Hobgoblin's debut, The Awakening, with Jay Cyanide and DJ TMB killed those scratches.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that, because like I said, you were working with him in previous years and he came up to being on his debut.
Right. That cover art was so dope. That was a dope one. I see a lot of whack cover art, and when I seen that, I was like, nah, that's fucking dope. You know what I mean? I couldn't even front on it. Actually, he pulled a Mighty on me before Mighty pulled a Mighty on me. So like, it was a totally different beat. He called the beat a flight to Japan, and that's why on that verse you hear me say it's like a flight to Japan. Like, I said it in the verse, because that's what he called the beat, and the beat sounded like that.
Mm-hmm.
So not Mighty, so Hob completely changed the whole entire beat, and then put Jay Cyanide on it. So it was like, because I did a hook on it. First it was just my verse and that hook with that other beat, the Flight to Japan beat. And then he was like, yo, tell me if you blah blah blah, tell me if you like this. And I heard, and I'm like, do I like it? I love it. And so then we put it out, and I eventually I hit, me and Jay Cyanide, we went back and forth on Instagram or whatever, DM, whatever you want to call it. And it was like, yo, dope shit, blah, 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 respect, and all that. It was cool, man. I really liked the record, man. It turned out great. I'm sorry that it's not that, like, exciting. Like, you think, like, you hear certain records, and you're like, oh, how did that come together? Like, oh, yeah, you just switched the
Yeah, it
record
was just
up
an
on
email.
me. He just switched the record up on me and threw him on there. I didn't know he was going to do it, but hey,
Yeah, just like even with this album, like I've never met this guy in person, and like even with the King Mighties, I've met Micah once at this one producer event, and the next time I've seen him, I was at his wedding. So it's just just online music stuff.
We'll meet one day.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'll give you a big hug, buddy.
yeah.
That's what I was going to say about the two of you. Have the two of you ever met?
No, not in person.
Yeah.
Not in person. But he knows. I mean, shit. He knows enough about my personal life. I tell you that much.
Yeah,
There's a tell-all coming.
Yeah, he peed on himself in the 5th grade. Everyone knew about it.
Word. Pee himself. Word. Man, I love these interviews, man. I'll say this has been a fun one for me. I love it. And I don't have hair
Ace.
either. I'm bald. I'm bald too, bro. So I'm rocking with you, bro. I'm in there
It's
with
all
you.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
He's just doing the merchandise.
I just got the merch on. You know, I'm with you, bro. I'm bald too, man. You know.
Yo, Ace, you also were on Body Bag Ben's first project season
Ah,
when he was a
yes,
relative newcomer.
with Jay Royale, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm sharp. It was a while ago, but I remember that.
Mm,
Yeah, I think I said like Megalodon on there or something like that.
yeah. And
I was trying to.
Smooth was on there too. Us Kingpin's bro.
Oh, that's his
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. Shout out to Smooth. I know we were he had asked for some stuff. I think sometime last year. But yeah,
Oh,
shout
really?
out to yeah, yeah. Yeah, Smooth. Shout out. He's a
Nice.
fellow Haitian, so we got along quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, he not wiring it up. He pulling out album covers and
Yeah,
everything. Like that was. I remember that. Yeah.
it's like, yeah, use your
Jay
report
Royale
card
made
from
that.
seventh grade.
Yeah, Jay Royale made that happen. Shout out to him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Smooth brother, Mighty Healthy,
Yeah,
platinum gloves
yeah.
off gunpowder.
Oh man, yes,
He got the
yes,
cassette joint.
yeah, yeah. Oh my god, that whole like Husky thing was so funny because so like obviously Ace is the first person to like rap on a Mighty Healthy beat, but like Hus was the first person to use a beat that like I didn't really know. And like it was so funny because it was just like um because you know I think he found me on the internet and you know I was already a fan and like just one day I just made a lot of my rapper producer encounters or whatever it's always just me asking. So it was just one day I just tagged him like, hey, you want this? And he's like, yeah, actually, yeah, text that to me. I'm like, all right, cool. Then 2 weeks later, I'm on the project. I'm like, okay, cool. I know we had talked about doing more stuff together. I was supposed to be he at least asked for some joints on the last project, but I was wrapped up with Mighty Cannons. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but we're gonna probably do some stuff in the future.
That'd
Yeah,
be
shout out
dope.
to him. He was actually I actually had wanted him to be on Birds of a Feather, uh, but
Oh,
but uh, but yeah, like that. I think he was busy at the time. But yeah, there'll be more stuff in the future.
mm. Shout out to Bub Rock on that track too.
Oh yeah, shout out to him too. Yeah,
Man, always important. As you can see, I'm a fan of owning physicals. Tell the people about the dope physicals y'all got.
Oh
Go ahead,
man,
you got it. Go ahead, you got it. Pull it. I know you got it. You ain't got it yet.
Nah, I ain't got it yet.
I thought you was. I really thought you was ready to be like, tell him about the dope. I was like, he got it.
listen, people
Not yet.
listen.
It'll definitely be coming in.
Listen, people listening. We're not like the other guys. You know, you go get vinyl and CDs from people. They don't come for 9 months. Listen, go to grimynobody.com. That's GRIMEY nobody.com. You get your CD, you get your vinyl. Hold on. It's out of focus. Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that. You get vinyl. You can get vinyl within like a week or whatever. Offer code AOTY at checkout for 20% off only today. Because I'm going to change it back to 15 tomorrow.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah, grimynobody.com. I think we're on Bandcamp, but I don't really care about that. Just go directly to the website.
Go directly. There you go.
Right.
We got shirts. You see the poster in Ace's background. We got flat hats. We got shirts. We got, I don't know, what else we got? We got, I don't know, curling irons. I don't know. We got all types of
Really.
yeah,
GrimeyNobody.com.
yeah, we got appliances. We're gonna
Log
do
on now. Album of the year.
yeah, just acknowledge that it's album of the year. You get 20% off.
Get your hat.
Straight.
It
Get
may
your
be a conflict
kids a
of interest.
hat.
Who cares?
Teach your kids how
Now,
to rap with bars.
Bars and production that actually has drums in them.
Cannons is gonna get you at theaters Friday.
Like this is how we are when the cameras like this is like how we
is
speak.
it is it normal?
Yeah, this is
I'm
this.
me. I'm me, man. You know what I realized through all this shit is like you gotta be yourself. Like if you're a goofball, be a fucking goofball, man. Cause people will respect you being real than me sitting back like talking to you like, yeah, when I wrote the rhyme, I was thinking like, I seen a raindrop fall and it hit the pavement, B, and the metaphors and the similes just came together like that, cause I got shot 12 times, but I ain't even go to the hospital though. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys take themselves way too serious. We human, man. We people. We laugh, we joke, we get serious at times, we cry. We go through we get diarrhea sometimes. We're human. We're human
Bubble
beings.
guts.
The bubble guts, the jizzles, the jizzles. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from that cheese. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I always told myself, like I tell my son, always be you. Always be yourself. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
That goofy side, that's a part of me too, but the mean side is there too, and it comes out in Mighty Cannons. Get it now. Go listen. Stream it now.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Stream it
perfect silent
now.
pitch.
Yep.
Fuck lo-fi. Fuck that lo-fi shit. Get on that hip hop tip, motherfucker. Everybody
Yeah.
lo-fi now, man. Everybody's lo-fi.
It's not even lo-fi. It's just crap-fi. Like it's just not good. It's just,
What are drums? Throw those away. Play
yeah,
that loop sample.
yeah.
Rhyme on that loop sample.
Yeah, it's gotta sound like elevator music now. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But that was the kind of that was one of the biggest things with the production. Because I'm in the gym every morning. I'm running, lifting heavy. So like, I needed music to work out to. So this album was kind of self-serving. So it's like imagine you're on a treadmill and then like Gotham comes on. You're like, okay, I can boogie now. Like
Mm.
yeah. So it was also very self-serving.
It's definitely a workout album. You
Yeah.
could jog or lift weights and play that album and be like, let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah.
With that being said, my next album will be very depressing.
That's to be sad.
It'll be very violin and piano drumless records, and it's about digging deep and to find out who we are on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need
You gonna rhyme in that voice?
Yes.
Yeah. He's,
When I'm alone in my room, I hear my conscience call. Coming in like that. Why you act like that?
I'm gonna have like Scandinavian elevator music. We're gonna have we're just gonna use Godfather skits because it's never been done before.
Right. You gotta get
we're,
Scarface.
we're gonna get we're gonna get the dumb cover with like the stupid vinyl ring that everybody does and shit.
It's gonna have like obscure.
Listen, we
like,
make fun of everything. We make fun of everything.
But don't you hate those album covers
Gotta
like
live.
where you see where it got like the Japanese letters on the side and it got like the Statue of Liberty with a bandana on and like Mickey Mouse over here and like you know what I mean? Like it's
so
a little bit it's a little bit ridiculous out here right now with the album covers.
like the first couple people to do it, cool.
It was
Because I'm
cool.
like,
Yeah.
okay, this is
Yeah, it
new,
was. I thought the
but it's
Japanese
like,
letters was
God.
Yeah.
And I even caught myself doing that one time. I'm like, okay, no, I can't do this. I can't do that. This is dumb. I actually know how to draw. Why am I doing this?
Missed the meaning. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. You got to tell us about the creation of the logos, the Mighty Cannon logo,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ace, your logo as well.
dope.
So obviously, the Mighty Cannons logo is like my original logo, and I wanted his done in my style or whatever. So my logo, so I had somebody online do it. I was just like, yo, make it look like something that Goku would have on a shirt, and just like and so we came up with that, and then he had like a cool little texture and stuff. And then so for Mighty Cannons, I was like, okay, you see this guy's logo, just do it like that, but in the same style. And then he knocked it out the park. I'm big on logos. So that's definitely something we care about. Presentation.
He's big on logos, and so he got with the guy with the best rap and the best logo for a rapper. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Impeccable taste.
Impeccable experiences. Um, Nah, my logo, man. I made this logo up in like 2004, 2005. I do draw a lot. I am very good at drawing. Um, I made this logo, and it stems from the anime like influence. I wanted something that just catch the eye, and like
Hmm.
I was like, yo, I could see this being over in Japan, like you know what I mean. I could see this
Right.
being not just here. I could see people just thinking that you know like I've heard people say, oh, that looks neat. What is that? You know what I mean? People that don't even listen to hip hop, like, oh, that's cute. Like a girl, that's cute. What is that? You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted something that just had a little pop to it, but at the same time, when I created it, like I always had that warrior mindset, like a Viking or like an armor helmet or something like that. So when I made it up, or like a chess piece on a
Yeah, I
board,
can
because
see that. Yep.
I used to draw it with like a little base underneath of it to where it looked like a chess piece. That's how I
Hmm.
used to draw it back then. Every time I drew it, because I looked at it like, yo, this is my chess piece on the board. That's my logo. And I just got rid of the little base on the bottom and was like, you know what? That's like the helmet that he dons. You know what I mean? He's like a comic book hero. You know what I mean? Because Ace Cannons, you know,
Yep.
that name was made up from being like inspired by comics. You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, it just goes hand in hand with all the influences. And if you look at Sincerely Yours, the project before this one, album cover, it's my character, it's me with the helmet on, and it's been through war, and it's just it was more so a branding thing too. It's like, yo, I don't want to just be like I gotta be on a cover like dress really
Every
fly,
single
like
time.
you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like nobody that's played out. Like, yo, brand yourself. When people see this, they'll know
They
that's
know
Ace
it's
Cannons.
cannons.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? So and then also I don't know if he planned it this way, but with the whole Dragon Ball Z influence, it's like Mighty Cannons, we coming together. It's like the fusion technique in the show.
Hmm.
We sliced in half. His logo, my logo, we together. Quadruple splash.
Yeah.
Mighty Healthy's been busy past 3 years. I mean, between Mighty Cannons, King Mighty 2, King Mighty 1, also your series, Quarantine Sessions.
Yes. Yeah. Quarantine sessions. It's just beats people didn't want. I mean, to be honest, it's just stuff that. Well, no, I'm kidding. But like, I don't send beats to a lot of people.
Hmm.
Um, because mainly because I consider myself more project oriented. I have my circle of people I'll send stuff to. Sometimes, I'm always networking. I'm always, you know, meeting new people and stuff. But I'm mainly just project oriented. Like, nobody asked me for a pack. Well, I won't send it. I don't just have like beats just sitting like that. That's always the thing. People ask me for stuff, and I'm telling you, like, I don't have anything. We haven't talked about anything. Like, you want to, you know, uh, I have more of like uh, I consider myself. It's like barbecue. Like it's gonna take a while. It's only made for this one person, and when it's out, it's out. Like, it's not like McDonald's. So so I don't send stuff to a lot of people. So quarantines it's it's a mix of things that were meant for other projects, um or just stuff that I just wanted to do. The first two were like that, and then the third one was kind of more. That's why it kind of went in like a way more like trippier direction. Like I just wanted to do something. Because that was originally gonna be my original path. Like I was just gonna keep putting out beat tapes and not really care to work with people and just keep doing like the Flying Lotus thing, just have a bunch of albums with nobody on it. But this guy comes along and
Then
kind of that up.
that one winter night,
Murdered it.
that winter night came.
The one winter afternoon, even though I'm in Miami.
His blade was cold.
But yeah, there will be more. There will be some more solo work for me, I guess. I have like a producer project coming next, and then we got the next round of stuff. So I got a project with Def C coming. I got some stuff with Substance, and then
Mighty
and then
insubordinate.
and then yeah, the Mighty Supporting like that. That's the producer project, and then and yeah, hopefully a beat
Insubordinate.
tape sometime again.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dope, dope. Like I was saying in the intro, I haven't been down to Miami in years. How's it been down there?
BBLs galore, B. You hear me? You
Oh
want to
yeah,
see
yeah.
BBLs?
There's that. I'm so to be specific, I'm in South Beach, so that's pretty much what he described. I'm 6 blocks from the beach.
Got you. Yeah.
So yeah, like it's very touristy.
Mm.
It's also like a 5 minute drive from Star Island. Like that's where like Khaled and people live. So you see that every day. Uh, yeah, it's super touristy. Not that many people actually choose to live here, so I'm kind of like the one outlier. But it's great. I lived in Florida most of my life. I'm originally from New York, but I lived there when I was
He's a
10.
plant.
Yeah,
He's a
I'm a
plant.
plant. Yeah, I'm an industry plant. It's over. I've been found out. I got to
You've been
report back to
exposed.
headquarters. But yeah, yeah, been in Florida most of my life, so ex New Yorker.
There you go, man. Mm. And around the time that you started your production in 2019, is that when you started Grammy Nobody Records as well?
I started growing Nobody Records last year.
Okay.
I put stuff out on my own, but I didn't really have a name to it. And then I don't know why that name kind of stuck. Like usually when it comes to names, the first thing I think of is I try to see if I can get the domain and like all the links for it. And so I happen to get because I'm always buying domains. Like if you ever log into my thing, I got like 30
It's
domains.
smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always buying domains. I bought acecannons.com because I know he wasn't gonna do it. Like I'm always like I'll look out and get other people's stuff. I'm like, because I know you're
Yo,
not
why
gonna
you
do
call me out like that? Why you put me
it.
out like I knew you was gonna? I was like, he not gonna do it. I was like, he not gonna put me out.
Yeah. So but yeah. So
Shit.
I got that. I have a computer engineering background, so like I made the website
Same
myself
here.
and like, do
Yep.
all that. Yeah.
So
So
you guys make good money, yeah, I know.
yeah. I mean, that's how I can afford Ableton. It's like all my paycheck.
Last question of the night. Well, actually, two more questions for the night. How did you get your names?
I'll let Ace is probably a cooler origin story.
How about we answer each other's question, Mighty?
I wouldn't know. Like honestly, I was at work one day and I just happened to be listening to clientele. I'm like, oh, I could do that. Like it was just so unceremonious. I was just at work and I looked at that and I looked at it and I looked at that and I'm like, oh, I can make it like all caps because I was also a Doom fan. No, I could just put the words together so it's not confused with other people that call themselves that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I guess that's happening now. Bought all the domains, bought everything, and I'm like, all right, I guess that's who I am. I didn't tell anyone that I did music until my first album came out, so it was kind of like this secret, I guess. Yeah, it's
Secret
very,
identity.
yeah, just very. In fact, there's still family members that don't know I do music.
Keep it that way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They ask all the time, like, I don't think you want to hear this on a Sunday. Sorry.
Play Molotov. Hey, Grandma, listen to this.
Although my dad is a big Ace and Micah fan. Like, I will say that.
That's
That's
dope.
dope. He's
That's
told me
dope.
that before. That's dope, man. I will say this before I tell my origin story. If I came to Earth in a capsule. Um, Mighty Healthy is single-handedly one of the coolest names I ever heard. But also, if you're telling your wife or anybody like, yeah, I was talking to Mighty or I was talking Mighty Healthy, they're like, huh? You know what I mean? He could go to somebody else talking to my man Ace. You know what I'm saying? Da, da, da. Like
Yeah.
saying actually saying Mighty Healthy out of your mouth is like hilarious. Like you telling somebody like my wife like, yeah, I was talking to Mighty Healthy, and she like, huh? What? You talking to who?
Why?
Now she's used to it now, but I just say his real name now. I'll say his government now because we know each other. But
Mhm.
man, my name, it stems from like being it's weird, but I always was a comic book fan. Always wanted my like when I was thinking about a rap name, I was like, yeah, I wanted to like sound like you could see it across a comic book or whatever. And my stepdad, uh, Joe, he always called me Ace. Always. Come on, Ace. Hey, yo, Ace. What you doing, Ace? Hey, how you been, Ace? Hey, what's going on today, Ace? He always called me Ace. And so I'm like, give me a name. Give me a name. Give me a name. And it was this Johnny Quest show that used to come on, and I always was a fan of Race Bannon. And I used to love that name, like Race Bannon, Race Bannon, Race Bannon. He was like Ace, Ace. I'm like Race Bannon, Ace Kent. Like that was like one of my earliest rhymes. I'm like, yo, Race Bannon, yo, Race Bannon. I want to rhyme Race Bannons. Yo, take the R off a race. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, Race Bannons, Ace Cannons, and you know what I mean? I just said it in a rhyme, just trying to rhyme words. You know what I mean? And just that part of that rhyme stuck out to me, and I just kept saying Ace Cannons, Ace Cannons, Ace Cannons. And so when I went to the cipher with the homies, because they had this thing where they put this mic in the middle of the room, and the mic would hang like this, and they had the karaoke machine, and they would like black the lights out and have like what do you want to call them, glow in the dark lights or whatever, and you got
Oh,
the
like the
mic
black
right
light.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they record you, and they got the instrumentals playing, and I just was like Ace Cannons, and they was like, yo, yeah, yo, oh, yo, and I just started going freestyle, and it just stuck from there, and everybody Ace, Ace. I've probably been Ace Cannon since I was like 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Just for some context, I'm 37 right now. Well, 36. I'll be 37 soon. But yeah, I've been Ace Cannon since I was young, man. It just stuck. I've tried to change my name many a times, and it just was like, nah, bro, Ace Cannons.
It
I,
worked.
I
Yeah.
even I even thought of using my regular name,
The government.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
no! Oh
like
no!
like
No!
just because I'm like, oh, Kendrick Lamar didn't just be Desmond. You know what I mean? Because my
Desmond.
how many people name is Desmond? But
Oh yeah.
yeah. So Ace Cannon's been just stuck. So
It's funny you mentioned Race Bannon. There is an artist from Chicago who's part of the group, the Prime Meridian. His name Race Bannon.
really, yeah. See, so he
Mm-hmm.
knows, man. Race is a dope character. You know what I mean? Like he's a dope character. He's just a protector. He's just there, like. What's going on? I'll protect you, white boy. I'll protect you, little Indian kid. You know what I mean? Like he's like, bop, bop, bop. I'll protect the
Mm-hmm.
family. He's that guy. And yeah, man. If you watch, if you know anything about the Venture Brothers, they used to come on
Yeah.
Adult Swim.
It's us, yeah.
Their worlds are connected because the big, bulky blonde haired dude, like he's like one of those assassins, just like Race. And it's an episode where they have Haji, Johnny, and they're in there together. It's just really dope how that all. I love it. I'm a dork. Some people probably looking like, what is he talking about?
Yeah,
Venture
what a
Brothers.
nerd.
Venture Brothers, Adult Swim. Check it out. Don't judge me.
Man, I grew up on a lot of anime before Adult Swim started showing it. So a lot of what they were showing, like Tension Muyo, Bleach, all that stuff, I was already familiar with it. But what anime right now are the two of you watching?
Bong, he gonna say what I'm gonna say. Go ahead. No, no, he's
Uh,
not. No, he's not. No, he's
yeah,
not. Cause I know what he's gonna say.
yeah. Well, no, that one I'm done with. Like, I like binged the crap out of all the Gundam stuff.
Ah,
Yes.
nice,
So super into
nice.
Gundam. Yeah, nobody watches Seed. I got super into Gundam. I've been revisiting older stuff like Fist of the North Star.
Okay.
You know, I'm actually gonna go see the Dragon Ball movie on Thursday. I heard it's not that good, but it's like I have to see it anyway. Like, come
Mhm.
on. But
I
yeah,
hear Piccolo's got a bigger role in this movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
they have the little power up for Gohan, which I'm not too
Yeah.
excited about, but at least he's now he matters again. But yeah, it's been those. It's been like mostly Gundam recently.
You've been on Gundam and you've been on Attack on Titan.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah, yeah.
Attack on Titan is legendary. That's dope.
I gotta say, the last two seasons, it's gotten more political
Mm.
Oh yeah,
than
yeah,
than
yeah,
the,
yeah,
than the
yeah.
previous ones.
And the thing is, like, they don't, and it's on purpose. They don't fully disclose like why he's wilding like this,
Mhm.
and like you don't really know what side he's on. So it's really interesting. You're like, oh, and then towards the end of the season, like, oh, okay, that this was his whole thing.
My
Yeah.
my thing is I'm a big fan of My Hero Academia
Mhm.
and
There you go.
One Punch Man
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Psycho Mob 100. Those are my
Ah,
I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Those are my things. And
Psycho Mob.
if
There
we
you
want to
go.
go back, I'll say Death Note was one of the best animes I ever watched.
Um.
Love Death Note.
Also,
Definitely. Ah,
well, I'm probably gonna spoil it for Josiah. Or yeah,
I
Jujutsu
I
Kaisen.
agree with what .com just said.
Yeah,
Oh
Jujutsu
yeah,
Kaisen.
yeah.
yeah.
I've been
Mhm.
watching that. I've been watching that. I'm in. I'm in
Did
on
you
that.
watch? You watched the movie?
I didn't
Not
watch
yet.
the movie. I knew the movie
Yeah,
came out not too long ago. I wanted to go to see
definitely
it,
check
but I
that
was
out.
like, I don't know enough about it. So I started watching it, and I seen how the dude took the finger and swallowed it, and he got I guess infected. But you got the one dude, he got the blindfold, and he take.
But yeah,
I've gotten as far as to when he takes the blindfold off, and I guess he's supposed to have these beautiful, gorgeous eyes, and he's just like mad nasty once he takes
yeah.
the bandana off, and I got up to that, and he like destroyed the guy. That's as far as I got, but I'm watching it
Okay,
on HBO Max or whatever.
okay. You
Um,
could
Yeah.
and,
definitely watch. You could watch the
and,
movie because it's a prequel.
and
Okay.
to add to the anime list, to completely spoil Josiah's next album, he's doing a whole album based off of Golgo 13, which is also pretty
Mm,
dope. Um,
Wow.
that's an old school joint.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's old.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's also like one of the longest running anime too. Like, I mean, like at least manga wise, it's the longest running
Manga.
manga.
Mhm.
And then yeah, that's on my list of albums I'm anticipating because Josiah is also secretly like a big anime dude also. And you
Mm,
would have never known that.
I didn't.
I'm anticipating this project too.
mm. Shout out to
That's
him,
dope.
man, for real.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What are you into? What's your thing like as far as anime go?
Um, Still watching. I like Tokyo Revengers.
Mm.
That was pretty good.
What? Wait, which one is that?
That's
That's
when
not
he
the one with the vampires, is it?
No, no, no.
Okay, okay.
I know which one you're talking about.
That was pretty
It,
dope. I seen like the first episode, and it was like they were killing vampires and stuff. It was dope.
mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
Tokyo Revengers. He actually he goes back in time and he tries to right the wrongs of his bullying that he's going through.
Oh yeah, he was in love with the girl.
Hmm.
oh
Yeah, I
right, yeah.
seen that. That's on HBO Max too. I started that. Yeah, he's in love with the girl, and like he go back and he like try to tell her he love her, and then he meets somebody from the past and tell him that I'm from the future and all of this.
Yep.
Yeah, I started watching that. I seen like a couple episodes of that. I'm hip. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hip.
And I'm still a big fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
You know that's
I
one
started it.
anime I never got into, and I started like I think like the very first whatever it is, the season or whatever. I started that, and they were like fighting in some mansion or something like that, in like at the end of it. But I don't remember. I don't know too much about that show. But every time I see a
Okay.
clip of it, I'm like, I know I gotta get into this. But between like I gotta catch up on Hunter X Hunter and all of this stuff. Like I'm I'm
Yeah, yeah.
I'm watching too much. But a friend of mine kind of ruined Hunter X Hunter for me because it said it like plateaued and it doesn't. It doesn't get any
There's no
better.
real climax.
Right, right,
You gotta let people just watch it. Yeah, yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been
yeah.
watching JoJo since back in the days when I was going to like Chinatown and buying the VHSs.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I started JoJo. I'm still on the first season though.
It's definitely a different art style.
Yeah.
They got it has like an American art style like aesthetic to it, to where it's like it doesn't seem like the traditional like anime art style.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's very different.
Yeah. Dope, dope, man. Yeah, I enjoyed this one, man.
This is
Yes,
bad, like,
sir.
because imagine if we're just like, yeah, word, son, word, anime, yo, word, yeah,
Always tell him every interview and be like, word,
word,
yo,
yo,
word,
shout out to Goku, you know what I mean?
word life, yo, word on Saitama, yo. Shout out to my dude Saitama, yo, word, One Punch.
Yeah, we like
Yo,
to.
but if somebody came to me and said, yo, what's your rap name? And they said One Punch, and I'd be like, yo, that's hard as shit. Like,
That's all, yo.
no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of great. Here's a hack. Is a lot of great rap names in anime.
Yeah,
That's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? You gotta just, even if you don't like anime, just like the snitch, the dude that was snitching, Takashi.
that doesn't narrow it
Takashi
down.
Oh, oh yeah.
Takashi 69. I was like, yo, I don't like his name because it sounds like my guy named Kakashi. You know what I
Kakashi,
mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, it sounds too close. So like, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think he may have watched Naruto. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's not a coincidence right here.
Yeah, he was probably doing like the weird run in like high school and shit, just like with the
Yeah,
wild big
all
backpack.
that,
That's probably
all
him.
that, all that. That's what kids
um,
do now. All kids do that now.
do that run.
My son, like they just naturally do it. They be like this, just
That's
balling
natural.
out in the
That's
field. I'm like,
evolution.
yo, what are you doing? Like, you don't watch Naruto. What are you doing? And he'll be like, it's the Naruto run. I'm like, you've never watched 10 episodes.
See, because so now they're more out there with it, but like our generation of like black anime fans is like, wait, how do you know I like anime? Like it was like you kept it away
It was
from me,
it was yep. Hmm.
but now they're just like, yeah,
It's all out there now. Yep.
Yeah, they stick with it.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
I appreciate y'all taking the time
this
to
was your
let the
most fun
fans know
interview.
about Mighty Cans.
Yeah,
Oh
this
man, it's
just say
nothing,
it was your
man.
most fun interview. Just you know what I
It's
mean?
nothing.
Yeah,
Just
Definitely
what
has
you
fun, man.
said. You know what I mean? I love it. You like it, I love it.
yeah,
Definitely.
It's great, man.
And to be able to relate to quite a bit of things that they are also into, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was
right.
fun.
It's a lot of different. Damn. It's a lot of different manga. I mean, anime that I'm into, man. Like, and like you mentioned certain ones. I gotta get that. I gotta get that information because it's like certain ones I be kind of like thinking about watching, but I just
Hmm.
don't get that much into it. But one that I'm into that I like that I just haven't found the time to dig into it is like they're like firefighters.
Oh, Fire Force.
Yeah, that's dope. Fire Force is dope. Like, and I've seen like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm like, man, I really gotta watch this more because it's, it's like that. It's really like that. I don't know who they have working at Cartoon Network or Adult Swim, but obviously they have a good eye for anime.
Yeah.
Like they had Attack on Titan, they had Dragon Ball Z back in the day, they got Death Note. You know what I mean? They pick good animes to put on. Cowboy Bebop. And I was a huge
Yep.
Cowboy Bebop fan
Man, yeah.
when I was in school. Like Spike, I love Cowboy Bebop. Like that was one of my favorite animes ever. Then you got Trigun, Vash the Stampede. Like
That was my joint.
he was one. Listen to that Vash the Stampede. Like yo, these names.
That's a name right there.
These names they come up with, man, it's incredible. But yeah, man, I don't know who they got working at Adult Swim, but they're doing a good job. I tell you that much. Shit.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, man. Definitely. As always, give you shout outs. Let them know where they can support. Mighty Cannons.
Listen, GrimeyNobody.com. That's GRIMEY Nobody.com. We're also on every streaming service if you want to give us pennies. But if you actually want to spend some money, we got hats, we got CDs you could actually. Oh, yep, link is in the thing. AOTY at checkout for 20% off everything. That's including vinyl, because these guys are stingy with vinyl now. You order from us, it actually shows up. I hear horror stories all the time from other people. And yeah, this is gonna be the most exciting 30 minutes of your life. So go do that.
That's what she said.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just check us out. Hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We're very reachable, very approachable. It's Ace Cannons. It's Mighty Healthy. It's that simple. You get on any social media platform, just type in Ace Cannons, you'll find me. But if you need to know the handle, it's at It's Cannons. Instagram and Twitter. Mighty Healthy, the same thing. It's plain and simple. Hit us up, follow us, private message us. I always answer anybody that ever hit me up on just on the DM tip, like, yo, I fuck with your music, blah blah. I always respond. I'm sure Mighty always respond.
I don't.
He's
No.
well, or I was ready to say, well, then damn, because he's pretty quick with responding whenever I call.
I respond to people that matter.
He's a responder. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm trying to promote us here now. Nah, man, but yeah, no, in all seriousness, man, we really appreciate all the love and support we've been getting for this project, man. It's been real. We put blood, sweat, and tears into this. Literally, I went through a lot making this project. You know what I mean? My brother was shot and became an amputee, lost his leg, and is rehabilitating. And that was all through the process of this project, going through that pain and still finding the will to like want to write and not go grab a firearm and do something stupid and risk my freedom and my family. You know what I mean? Like all of these painful things, like we've been going through it making this project. So it's like, it's not like just a regular album for me. This means something to me. I was going through a lot making this project. So, how they say music is therapy, a lot of that aggression you hear in this project is from that situation. Shout out to my brother, man, and shout out to Mighty for the know-how, the wherewithal, the due diligence, the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of being a musician and understanding who you working with. And shout out to you guys, HHDG Media, the podcast, for having us. And we're gonna do it again. Shit, we'll do it next week. we just talk about Mighty Cannons again. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, should just talk about it again. You know. Also, I swear I've been trying to work on this pack. I want to put out a 5-piece. Just throw some songs out there. Also, me and Mighty is what do you want to call it? Executive producer, A&R, chief, whatever. My next project that's coming before Mighty Cannons 2 is called. It's a follow up to my previous project, Sincerely Yours Cannons, titled P.S. I'll Kill You, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. I promise you. Some of the things I've been hearing and thinking and working on. Like, you hear that title when you think negativity and violence, but I'm telling you, you don't even know. You don't know. And then you got Mighty Cannons 2 coming, and then you got King Mighty 3 coming.
There's just a lot, man. But just
consistent dope.
You got Jamil Honesty coming with Modern Music 3, and I'm on that joint. That joint is great. Mighty heard it. That joint is.
Yes, I did.
The song I'm on, that joint is crazy. Crazy. I don't know when Jamil plan on dropping that project, but I can tell you right now that it's gonna be crazy. I can tell you that much. Jamil is like he's like a Black Thought type of rapper. Like he's that like kind of guy. Like, he's very visceral with it. With that being said, I killed him on that joint though. No, I'm just playing, man.
No, you're not.
I'm just playing. I ain't even hear his verse yet. I'm just playing. That's my guy, man. I love him. Thank you for having us, man. And
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On behalf of our HHDG media crew, we're gonna say peace.
Peace.
Peace.